Hi guys, welcome back to Darish Zone, another video about the retro machine. It was a great launch and I am very proud of, and I have to thank all my VIP which supported me, and also the DZP guys. I saw the DZP was fine, was fine. I don't have so much expectation about the DZP, but I have to rethink myself. I'm glad that you understood how the DZP works, even if you join VIP, you are part of a wider picture, because you can also join the VIP community, which is very special, and you have access to all my works from the past, the present, the current day, and the future. So you just one bigger donation, you have everything basically, and is lifetime subscription. Remember that. Okay, just remember that I need some help to sustain my cloud server. So I still need donation from time to time, even by my current VIP. Some of them are very supportive and I appreciate that. To sustain the server, it needs money for the cloud, and to get assets and to get DZWorks from the cloud, it needs to be supported, and it not comes free, okay guys? But tonight I will be very talky, because I want to speak about a lot of things, and you saw I released 2 videos where I showed some fix and add-ons that I released for this image. You know, I'm not too much into the add-ons, to be honest, but I saw, well, you know, the VIP community is still active, it's frenzy every day. So we talk, we discuss about everything, and I realized that you very love the Vectrex, for example, and I cut off the Vectrex from the retro machine 512 gigabytes for one simple reason. Despite that, I don't think the Vectrex is so mandatory system, but it's taste is of everyone. If you love Vectrex, nothing to say. But the main reason was the Vectrex was pretty impossible to have a continuity with the bezel manager, because the Vectrex needs bezels. So I cut off the bezel first time. Then when I saw you very like the Vectrex, so I've decided to put it back. So Vectrex is back, and I've decided to release a pack, an add-on pack that adds the system, but with the bezel already set for every game, okay? And more on top of that, I also upgraded the bezel manager and get the Vectrex immune, substantially immune from the bezel manager, because there's no reason to change, to turn off or change the bezel for the Vectrex. The Vectrex just need his own bezel for his own game, because bezel as part of the game, as you can see, the original Vectrex game used overlay, plastic overlay to add colors to games, but not only, it also add part of the background. Let's see together. Also, because I want to show some new bezels I found online are very cool. I could release a new pack with those bezel. Let's discuss together this. So those are different than the bezel that I release on the add-on. If you prefer those bezel, let's talk together in the VIP channel, and we can decide to release another pack. There's not so much problem, to be honest. Okay, so okay, this is a sort of Pac-Man, a Pac-Man variation. You are the sort of dust cleaner, and you had to drop the dust on the center, in the center area. Otherwise, you are not able anymore to get. Oh, and that's okay. So you see the game, it is a clean sweep. If I disable the bezel, okay, are you, is it, it's a little different. What you think? In that case, you still can understand the game because you have the maids. But for example, it's hardest to understand that the central zone of the screen is there. You have to drop your dust. You see, you have no clues. Okay, you had to go there, but you don't know. If you have the bezel, let's put it back on. You had this area of different color, so you understand immediately, other than some matrix palettes. Okay, you realize you very need the bezel for the vectrex. So it was no sense to enable or disable the bezel, or play with the generic retro machine bezel with the scale lines. Nonsense. So the vectrex is immune from the bezel manager. I don't love so much this thing. But I decided anyway to do this add-on. You are free to use or not, it's up to you. And probably more important, I just recap all the add-on released. Okay. More important, the ratio corrected for the handles, because for the handles I just applied the same 4/3 bezel to have the same scale 9 bezel applied to every system. Okay. You know, I always speak Final Fight 1. I will never show Nintendo games, so forget that. Oh. So basically, if you apply the bezel fix correct, you must see the bezel like that. So in that case, the bezel fit the screen. And there's also the scan lines, of course. Okay, when I play, this is not a video about the bezel, the fixed bezel, because I already recorded the video, just a recap. But let's look together. To be honest, this is what shows the original Retro Machine Ultimate Edition. Okay, it have the 4/3 ratio. So it look like that. Look difference from core provider and 4/3. It's squished, okay. But it's not the worst issue in the world. This is like the Retro Machine Ultimate without the fixed look. It's look like that. But the Game Boy Advance was not designed to exit 4/3 ratio. So you see Agar is little squished. So it's just you should look correct like that. This is the correct ratio, okay? And the bezel, as you can see, it fits this ratio. And look at 1942 for Nintendo Game Boy Color, and this one also had the bezel that fit the original ratio of the emulator. Probably in case of the Game Boy Color is more relevant because we will see together. Not the best conversion, but I love 1942s, you know. Okay, it sucks, but okay, this is correct ratio with the new bezel, okay? But look even that one. That it how it looks on the retro machine without the fix. You see the aeroplane is very deformed. If you, in that case, the overlay which is fitted the ratio just overlap a little. Let's disable the. You see, it's very. It's just not its ratio, okay? This is the year. So, yes, maybe it was not the best idea to force all the handles for third. I recognize that. So, okay, here's the fix. This is the correct ratio, okay? You see the airplane is correct. And let's pull back the bezel. I think it's a little claustrophobic with this gigantic bezel now, but okay. And just a reminder, a fast reminder, okay? This is very important. Before apply the fix, the bezel fix, you had to select this. You have to select this, change to system overlay before apply the fix, otherwise will not works, guys. It's important. So change to system overlay before apply the fix. If you apply the Vectrex fix and the Wing Commander fix, you have to apply the Bezel Manager fix before those two. You just apply first the Vectrex spec, and after you have to apply the Bezel Manager. Not before, after. It has to be the last fix you apply of those add-on and fix and release. The last has to be the bezel fix. Just remember that, it's important. I know this is a little chaotic. I understand that. I hate DLC, I hate add-ons, I hate fix. There is not fix in DC Works. In DC World there is not fix. So I'm sorry if this a little confused you, and the new retro machine, the new image will have all of this already fixed, so no problem. You see the bezel which reflects the the system, and there's not scan lines, of course. This is the condition, the basic condition you must have before apply the fix. You have to look the bezel like this, then you can apply the bezel fix. In any case, there's the VIP rooms where you can ask about anything. Don't be afraid. Okay, this is one of the 30 exclusive theme for the retro machine. This is the fluent type, which reflects more or less reflects the Xbox GUI, and also show you the Wing Commander pack, which you can get from VIP Archive. And if you apply correctly the pack, you have Wing Commander 3 and Wing Commander 4 added to the PSX set. Just remember that you have to free some space, because this will get you more than 4 gigabytes. Just remember that, because there's not enough space into the retro machine. This is the reason Wing Commander was cut out. Just remove what you want, get some space, and you can install this pack. If you have like some feedbacks, interesting feedbacks, if you have a Samsung SD card, there's very chance that you can gain 7 gigabyte on the image, and this is great, because you can install the Wing Commander pack without hassle and without the need to delete anything. I just show you where you can do that. In case you don't know, you have to check for spconfig. Okay, and you have to, I don't remember exactly where it is. Okay, expand file system. Just go to advanced option and expand file system. Ensures that all of the SD card is available. Consider that the Samsung card is a little bigger than the SanDisk Ultra card, which is the reference for the retro machine. You should gain around 7 gigabytes, which is outstanding. Okay. The image I have around 6.5 gigabytes. You just gain an extra 7 gigabytes to have all the space you want to install the Wing Commander pack. It's great. Okay, so I showed you all the current packs that was released for the retro machine. And I just want to talk something about this image, which was released, the 512 gigabyte image was released 2 weeks. I don't remember exactly, 2 weeks. Okay, it was great because, for example, Drew Talks, which is a great friend, a great channel, that a popular channel, probably the best channel that reviews PI, and not only PI, even PC, every retro gaming platform basically, but he have some is very focused on the PI production. He looks for every creator, or the most important creator that release works. So I have one of them, so I'm very proud of that. He reviewed the retro machine, the new retro machine Ultimate. He liked it, seems. He also spent some good words about the VIP program, and appreciate that he understands my VIP program, which was created to support me financially to to sustain all the equipment that I need, the equipment, the cost that I have to deal to create those image, and also to get on with my YouTube channel, the video production, the grab video card. There's a lot of equipment that need it not comes free, so I've cost to afford. Okay, so I am happy that Drew Talks recognize my VIP program, this VIP idea, and I'm proud, and I'm also glad of that. But I want to talk about the Drew Talks. I don't want to talk about Drew Talks. It's the fact that Drew Talks review everything just before me, he reviewed an horrible image, which someone sell this image with an hardware, with a platform. It's not interest me. Uh, that what is bother me is that this is garbage. It's garbage. It's image. This image have very bad feedbacks, guys. The feedbacks are everything. In 2 weeks I open my VIP feedbacks and there's not error in this image. You want to see, you want to know what error there's those add-ons and fix that I created, but those are not about errors of image, games that not starts, are things which was related mostly to everyone tastes, because I don't have so much problem to play Game Boy Advance with 4/3 ratio. It's not so serious, but I just acknowledged that a fix could be good, so I created the Wing Commander. Just 2 games that you can add. The Vectrex, the system you can add. There's nothing dramatic, because I test most I can. You know, perfection is not of this world. The shit can always hit the fan, so it's important to have a community that supports, not only a community that which talks to you frankly, crispy, and I don't know if crispy is a word, and they just tell me everything that is not good. For example, there's some errors on the arcade already fixed, some ROMs that not works properly fixed, but little things. The arcade is the most critical part. I know that because it's impossible to test 2562 games. You realize it's impossible, and the emulator also changed. For that reason, let's talk about this. Let's start with this. The MAME. There's not a problem with MAME. There's MAME 2003, 2010, but there's not a problem with the MAME games, because they also, all the ROMs will works. With the Final Burn Neo, it's total different thing, total different story. Sorry. And if you update the Final Burn Neo, chances are that all the Final Burn arcade set will break, will not work properly. Or some games could work and some not. So it's you don't very have to update the Final Burn Neo. Otherwise, bad things will happen. And you know, the RetroPie let you to update the emulator you want. You know, with this precious menu, RetroPie setup, you can do a lot of things. You can update the main system. You can update Raspbian, which is the heart of this release, of RetroPie and also Retro Machine. You can update the script of RetroPie, you can manage package, you can do a lot of things. Okay, I'm sure you already go there. You have all the emulators, and they not only let you to update the emulator, but they let you know also if a new version are released. For example, let's take the PPSSPP, the PSP emulator. You are running the latest binary. It means this is the last version of emulator. Okay, you are pretty up to date. But for example, if you would go to main packages and we search for the Final Burn Neo, you see update is available. If you update this emulator now, it will destroy all arcade set. You don't have to do that. I cannot I cannot block you do that. You have to understand. You don't have to update the Fiber Neo. And not only, let me back a little, because I forgot to show also another important emulator which is still in main package, and this is the PCSX SX Rearmed. Is the emulator of the PSX PlayStation 1, the first PlayStation. Okay, you don't have to update this emulator too, because if you update this emulator it will break the CD music. A lot of PSX games have music played by CD, and if you update emulator, a lot of CD soundtrack will be busted. I don't know why, but it's like that. So don't even update the PSX emulator, and you can update all the others. For now, there's not too relevant to talk about. So why I talk about this? Because those images are garbage. Half games doesn't work. Those who made those images doesn't care if the games works. We don't talk some ROM that not works on 2,500 games. We talk about distro which have the Retro Machine. I have more than 23,000 of games, but I don't know. Those images can have 100,000 of games, but it's all useless if half of this game are not tested, not works. It's a joke. Okay, and this is the reason that I just pull me out from the scene, the creator scene. I just want to move on myself with my VIP community. I'm glad if Drew Talks review my image. I'm flattered, but especially if you like it. But after me, he just reviewed those shit image. So I don't like so much to be related to this garbage, to be honest, because I think I made something really unique there, and I know you acknowledge that. And also I ask myself, why those creators just still continue to use theme made by others, and no one creates asset by his own. It's so hard to create an asset. You just have to know a little the graphic tools. I've made a graphic for long years, but maybe I know a little much compared to others, but it's not so hard to create a team. And just consider that let's change look at this Spectrum theme that I made for the Spectrum image, and I've added to the Retro Machine. Those themes that you see are not themes made from scratch, because I don't have all the knowledge to create a theme from scratch. Okay, because you also have to program a theme. You have to be a programmer. You had to know the Linux language, not only create the graphic assets. So those themes are forks, and for that reason you will not find those themes into the RetroPie repository, because those themes are forks, are based on other designs but modified, in some case heavy modified. That is it's harder to recognize the original theme they came from. Okay, hard forks, let's call about that. But I recognize I am honest. I just recognize it. Those are forks. They start from no themes, but just they takes his way and move on. So I ask myself, why no one create? You just see the same themes over and over on every image. And what will happen when the creator of themes will be bored and will stop create themes for image? You depends on them. So I don't understand that not only the theme, the custom music, this image have music made exclusive for this image. I like to create exclusive. This image have exclusive bezel. Okay, it costs you too much to create a bezel. Let's see the Amiga CD32 bezel that I create. Oops, sorry. This image have custom bezel. It's so hard to you create a custom bezel. No, they just use the same bezel. If they works, of course, same bezel, same themes, same stuff, same asset rolled over and over. It's ridiculous. So it's I not feel me connected anymore with the scene. So I want to move by myself with the support of my VIP. So those people can understand my vision. You see this bezel, okay? You see this bezel? It's exclusive because I made it. So I will only find on my image, or if I decide to share the bezel standalone. Otherwise, if you see that on other image, they stolen from me because I don't allow them to use my bezel or my custom theme. Okay, if they ask me, I can authorize them. I don't have any problem, but you would know, because if someone asks me to use some of my asset, I just talk about it because I'm Talky. I record a lot of videos. I not any problem if I don't know Galisteo or Wolfanots use some of my bezel or some of my themes, and they have my permission. I will talk about them, no problem. If I don't talk about Wolfanot's image or Rick Dangerous image or Galisteo image that have my stuff into, it means they stolen from me. Okay, let's see the CDTV. I made the starting arts. I create a lot of things. I think 19% of things of the retro machine are self-made. Okay, and this is the bezel of the CDTV. I made it, so I will not find on any image because this is exclusive of the retro machine. The Commodore 64 bezel, still 1942, of course. I made it. I made this bezel and go on. And another thing, I noticed that, consider the crisis of the hardware crisis, and it's hard to get parts of hardware for the main boards, things like that. So it's very hard to find even API in the nowadays. I've noticed a lot of creators just move toward a PC, but move toward a PC, it is nonsensical to me, because if we are all to move toward a PC, there's not limit anymore, because a PC can just emulate everything, and a PC can cost, I don't know, $100, or it can cost $3,000. There's not limit on hardware, and there's not limit on cost. Can be ultra expensive or can be cheap, you know. So I prefer to have limits, to be honest. So I prefer to stick with the PI for now. That not means I can't made project for the PC in the future. Why not? But I prefer to stick to the PI, because I like limits. You cannot put into an image every game released on 50 years of gaming history. You had to do a selection, and in that case all the games you see there are built around the best feature of a PI4 and the worst, the weak points of the PI4. It's built all around the limits and the power of this platform, and still will be for other distros on other platform, you know. So it's good to have limits, because the limits stimulate creativity. So I just understand this tendency, I don't know, to move toward a PC. You have always time to move toward a PC. Just find a new platform. I don't know. Be a little experimental. Be a little adventurous. It's too easy to go on PC where there's not limit. I know the PC are improved compared to the past. Okay, so I prefer to stick to the PI and stick with the quality. I have quality, focus on quality the most I can. So change the bezel. Let's talk a little about the bezel. I worked hard on this for months. I ask why no one just explore what the scan lines can do. Let's try the Final Fantasy Anniversary Edition, which is a great gem. The shader scan line just slower your PI because it's taxing. So even that one I worked hard to merge a scan line, a performance scan line, to a bezel to have no loss performance. Okay, things like that. No one think about the limits of RetroPie, which not allow you to swap bezel, and I made that to create a fantastic magic cleaner, which gave you some power you don't even know you can remove, override. You can fix things that otherwise could destroy your image. You can do miracles with this tool. The open mode manager to assign control profile to all games, so you don't have to configure with your keyboard, USB keyboard. It's annoying. The desktop, full desktop mode, when your PI just turn into a full computer, or the code which provide you all the multimedia feature, things like that. So that is the reason that I not feel related to the retro gaming scene. I just feel me on my own, okay? And I'm sure you appreciate that. So let me think, let me know what you think, and we catch up on the next video. Bye bye.